Let's take a look at how Darwinia makes the move from PC to Xbox Live. They brought along their synthesizer. That's a good thing. But who's bringing the beer to celebrate the internet's first digital ecosystem? Please try not to harm or scare the native Darwinians. You don't know who you're dealing with, and I barely know how to play this game. So I'll be harming and scaring many of them in my quest to learn Darwinia, which is a deep, complex, very cool, real-time strategy game where you get single-player and multiplayer in the internet's first digital ecosystem. It's like a cross between Ghost in the Shell and Tron. This is not the most intuitive game to dive into, however they do a decent job with a tutorial to get players up to speed in Darwinia. The first thing I did was stare in awe at the awesome visuals for a while, and then I actually started to dig the audio effects too. Stylistically, this game is pretty solid, and feels like it was heavily inspired by Tron, which is always a good thing. So, for those not familiar with the game, let me give you the 15-second classic game room synopsis. Digital ecosystem being infected by a virus. Shoot everything that's red. While I think they could have gone into some more depth with the tutorial, it may take you a few times to play some of the early levels to really get a handle on what's going on in here. They do a nice job moving the plot along with some text here from Dr. Sepultura, who's really into heavy metal, and I kept wondering, where do they park the light cycles? And even though I've just dipped my toe into the water of Darwinia, it's cold, I see a lot of depth in this game. I also see that I just blew up 2 of my own guys with grenades. Sorry. It's a good thing I have backups on 5¼ floppy disks. I'll just create some new ones. Oh, there's my mess of an attempt to get Darwinians to go somewhere. See, what you're trying to do in this game is save the Darwinians. I'm not sure why, they don't seem very pleasant, but that's what you're supposed to do. After you blow up the red things, which are the virus, they leave little digital red pixel things behind them. And you collect those, bring them to a processing plant, and create Darwinians. Of course. Now in this mission, one of the things I have to do is get the Darwinians to safety. In other missions, you do other things with them. You can make a Darwinian an officer who will then direct other Darwinians with a flag or something. They're really not that bright. I'm not sure why we're saving them. You create engineers, you create squads. Later in the game you have other units that you can make. You give them commands like you would give the engineer units commands to go take over something or reprogram it. They also collect the red pixel things. And you take control of the squad in the game and run them around and shoot things. And throw grenades. You know, in a way it's a bit like Herzog Zwei, my favorite real-time strategy game on the Sega Genesis. It's one of those games where you give units commands, and you're also doing research in the background so you can build better, stronger units, but you also take control of certain pieces on the battlefield and play with them in real time. And like Herzog Zwei, it's not a game that you'll just figure out instantly. And the controls are definitely funky at first. It took me a few games to really figure out what buttons do what on the fly, how to make decisions quickly, and what it is you're really supposed to do in this game. Now I blew up my engineer. Again, I feel no remorse. Not even the slightest bit. I like the sounds that they make when you blow up the virus. Very cool game. Not that many real-time strategy games allow you to just dive into the gameplay and take control of units. Frequently, you just sit back and give commands and watch hundreds of little tanks blow each other up. In this game, you have a little more of an active role in what's actually going on. I upgraded my squad to version 3. Take that, version 2. I never liked you anyway. Darwinia. Check this one out if you enjoy real-time strategy games. Squad terminated. Their families will miss them, but I don't care. After a while, I just started to enjoy sending the squads out to their own death. I just feel terrible about that. R.I.P. to my dead digital homies in Darwinia. Alright, $20 says this guy does not make it to the end of the review. Let's give him a name. That'll make it hurt more when he finally gets it. I'm going to call him... Oh, he didn't even last that long. Oh well, sucks for him.